Well, here it is. It finally happened. Micah Parsons has demanded a trade. And as a Cowboys fan, this does not shock me. Does not surprise me. Because there have been too many times that Jerry Jones has poked the bear, and the bear has not done anything. There has been too many times where Jerry has poked fun at players in the media, has thrown little jabs at them in the media, that they've tried to get you into a room one-on-one to negotiate contracts. All of these things have happened over and over again, and it felt like at some point in time this was going to happen. And it did happen with the best player on your roster. So Jerry has done this for years. He has tried to negotiate with players themselves, not have their agents involved, and I guess that's their prerogative. I guess they can do that. There's nothing that says you can't meet with a player one-on-one and not have their agent present. But Micah didn't want that. Micah wanted his agent there, and you didn't make him feel comfortable. You didn't want to deal with an agent. And this is just ego for Jerry Jones. He has done it this way. Negotiations have worked fine. It's been great. He's gotten his way. Players have been paid. Dak Prescott is the highest paid player. CeeDee Lamb is the second highest paid wide receiver right now. And at some point, it was going to all come crashing down. And now, here it is. And Micah has put to Twitter saying, "Thank you, Dallas." So here's what Micah said. He said he wanted to be in Dallas. He wanted to be a Cowboy. And then now, this is what he says. "Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiation without my agent present. I no longer want shots taking at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done, but since there is confusion out there, let me clear some things up." And then he goes on to detail the entire situation that has been going on with the Cowboys. They tried to negotiate last summer. He tried to get his agent involved last summer. They said, "Hey, we're going to be focusing on Dak and CeeDee Lamb." Okay, perfect. That's fine. Great. Want them to get paid. And they did. Now he comes back to this summer. He's had his agent reach out, and they've ghosted him. This is not how you do business. And what I find absolutely infuriating about Jerry Jones and the negotiation that he has put on, and this business acumen that he says he has, and yet everyone in the NFL mocks the way he does this stuff. And he can say, "Well, I'm a trailblazer. We do things different here in Dallas." It doesn't translate to wins. It doesn't translate to playoff success. So maybe you should start doing things the same way other teams do it. Maybe you shouldn't try to break the mold, because it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked for dang near 30 years. It hasn't worked. So you can no longer say you are a trailblazer. You are wrong. You're not doing this right. You can't continue to make your star players angry and then hope that everything's fine, or just, yeah, we're going to do it our way, and then the players are going to be fine with it because we're going to give them some money. That model at some point is going to not work. And I still think that this can get done. I still think that this is not over. I think that Micah could still be a Cowboy for long term. But I said it to buddies of mine earlier this last week when Jerry came out and said the stuff about Micah not practicing, and that basically said, yeah, well, look, he's over there sitting making $20 million and he's not practicing. So that's a pretty easy $20 million that he's making over there. When Jerry said that, I was like, oh, wow, this feels different. This feels personal. This feels like Jerry actually might not like Micah Parsons. CeeDee Lamb, they had some spats or whatever media. Like, there was some negotiations. This feels personal. And I don't know, maybe Jerry thinks that Micah's trying to be bigger than the brand of the Cowboys. He has his own podcast. He's doing stuff with Bleacher Report. He does all this stuff. So maybe he thinks that Micah is trying to get too big for the Cowboys. And maybe this is him trying to put him back in line, saying that you're not bigger than our brand. Maybe. I don't know. That's speculation. But something feels like he does not like Micah Parsons. And when this happens, when your star player, he's the best player on the team. When your star player demands a trade from you and your organization because you don't want to negotiate right, you don't want to do things your way, and you haven't won, it's a disaster for everyone involved. It's not good for Micah. He wants to get paid the highest that he can get paid, and that's going to be with the Cowboys. He wants to have his brand be big. He's going to do that with the Cowboys. It's not good for you as an owner, negotiate having this out there. You think this looks great for free agents? You think the free agents are going to come knocking on the door? Because if they want to get paid, they're going to have to deal with you personally, and your agent's not going to be involved. And then for the fans, like myself, this is extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. You can't say that there's a certain way to do this when you have not won anything in 30 years. You've had different quarterbacks. You've had different coaches, coaching staffs. And this is the same old stuff with the Cowboys. I still think that things could get done. I think that right now it's probably like 65-35 that he gets traded. But I still think that they could keep him. He's under contract for this year. Micah's not going to not play. I don't think that he's going to do that because he's going to lose money. I don't think that he's going to not play for this team. I don't think that he's going to hold out into the season. I don't think any of that's going to happen. I also don't think that Micah's one of those guys that's going to hold in and like fake an injury. I know he's doing it at training camp. That's different, guys. This is real games where you start losing real money. I don't think that you're going to be doing that. And I also don't think he's going to do that to his teammates because that could kill a reputation, I think. And honestly, also, if you saw remember Deshaun Watson, I know he had a lot of different things, but Deshaun Watson kind of did this where he like held out for the entire season and hasn't looked the same. So he got the money that he wanted, but there's been a lot going on with Deshaun Watson. Micah Parsons doesn't seem like the person that's going to like hold out or hold in and fake an injury and not play. But I do think that at this point in time, I don't think Micah's signing any contract with them. I truly don't think, even if they came to him as the highest paid, if they gave, what did they get? TJ Watt got $41 million a year. It's like 3 years, $124 million. If they did 3 years, $125 million, I'm not sure that Micah signs that. I truly do not think that Mike is going to sign a contract with the Cowboys right now. Now, maybe once we get closer to the season, maybe you get mid-season and things change, but I do not think that Micah would sign a contract with the Cowboys right this second. And so if you're the Cowboys, what can you get back for Micah Parsons? What can you get back for him? 2 firsts? A first in like 2 seconds and a player? Like, what is the compensation that you could possibly get for Micah Parsons? And are you seriously considering that? He's your best defensive player. This defense could potentially be pretty bad without Micah Parsons on the field. So I'm not sure where the fork ends with this. I don't know where it veers off and whatever the story is at the end of it. But what I am saying as a Cowboys fan is that I think I speak for most Cowboys fans. We are sick and tired of Jerry and his ego getting in the way of this team. And I know that he has the right to do whatever he wants. He owns the team. I get that. But you cannot say with a straight face that you care about winning, you care about getting to that Super Bowl level when you pull things like this. You cannot say that you care about your fans when you pull things like this. Because these kind of publicity things, where you're going to the media and talking, you're hitting shots at Parsons, it's worked in the past. The negotiations behind closed door with just the player has worked in the past. Zach Martin. But when you do it over and over again, at some point in time, it's not going to work. And it just so happens that it didn't work with your most important defensive player and your probably second most important player in total on your team. So now you have a young Micah Parsons who does not want to be on this team anymore because of your actions and the way you do it, which has not breeded any success in terms of playoffs wins in 30 years. So, good luck.